Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Well, I will tell you in this video. As you probably saw in the title, I play with stick controls. Most of y'all use motion controls, and yeah, I know motion control considered it better, but I'm a stick control player and I'm sticking with it. Please don't hate me on that. I mean, watch me play motion control. Alright. That maybe didn't went that bad, but I think you get the answer from it now. Alright, so I will take you through my approach, and after I will give you some tips that can help you get better at ranked mode or X battles. And motion control players, stay tuned, because these tips may also work for you guys. Alright, so the first part of my approach is sensitivity. That means how fast your camera will be moving around. I got the sensitivity on 5+, just because the camera moves really fast now instead of a slow moving camera. This might can help for fast reactions, fast splats. For example, when someone's in your back and you're not looking that way, that will be really helpful to have the sensitivity on 5+ instead of -5. -5 is, to be fair, really slow. I don't recommend having the sensitivity on -5 at all. My second approach is focusing on the abilities. I got on every single mode, I got different type of abilities. Inverter, the comeback, ninja squid and still jump, I use these three on all 4 modes. Those 3 main abilities does not change, because I think those are the best to have per gear, and only the sub abilities, those are changing per mode. Going to splat zones, I got the ink saver main, swim speed up, and ink resistance up. The ink saver main is because I'm using the gold dynamo on splat zones, so it will be really helpful to have more ink on the roller itself, so it will ink more. And swim speed up just to move quicker around the map. This is also because I'm using ninja squid that reduces the swim speed for a little bit, so with the swim speed up I get that back. Was really helpful though. And the ink resistance up to walk on the enemy's ink, because gold dynamo might sometimes not ink the ground under you, so sometimes you are in the enemy's ink, and so the ink resistance up can be really helpful. Then moving on to Tarot control. For Tarot control I got quick respawn, quick super jump, and swim speed up. Swim speed up for the same reason as splat zones, to move quicker around the map, and also because of the ninja squid. And then the quick comeback. The quick comeback can be really helpful, especially if you die a lot, because I'm splat roller on Tarot control, and so also a pusher, so I might die a lot more than the other players do, like an E-leader or some kind of weapon that stays back. Those die less than me. Of course I'm gonna push. Of course I'm pushing to the enemy's base, and if you're doing that, you get splatted a lot more. That will happen. For that reason I have the quick respawn, so I will respawn for about 1 or 0.5 seconds quicker than I usually do, and then the quick super jump just to come back in game as quick as possible. For Rainmaker I got run speed up, swim speed up, and special power up. The run speed up is because if you grab the Rainmaker and you're not that fast with the Rainmaker, because also the Rainmaker slows you down. That's why I have swim and run speed up to get to the goal a little bit quicker. The special power up is to upgrade the special weapon. Now I'm using Big Bubbler. I do not really know what it does to the Big Bubbler, but I have a feeling that the Big Bubbler will be a little bit stronger with these abilities than usually. I sometimes use Big Bubbler quickly before I grab the Rainmaker, so I can come back in my bubbler and use the Rainmaker on the opponents. Well, they try to get the bubbler down first instead of getting in my bubbler, because Rainmaker is of course really scary, blah 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 blah. No, you can just come get in my bubbler, which people apparently don't. I don't know why actually, but that's also why I'm using special power up. And then as last but not as least, Clamblitz. And for Clamblitz I'm using ink recovery up, quick respawn, and swim speed up. Swim speed up, as I said, I'm using swim speed up almost on every single mode. Quick respawn also for tower control, same reason, just to be quicker back in game. The ink recovery up, just you have more ink. Like if you have a power clam, for example, and you try to get to the base kit as quick as possible, and you don't have a lot of ink before you went into swim mode, then this can help though, especially if the base kit is full of enemies ink and you want to get to the base kit as quick as possible. Then that can help get faster ink back. Those are the abilities I use per mode. Weapon, I only use Splat Roller. For Splatoon I use Gold Dynamo. It's because the bubbler is not really useful for a zone than Super Jump. Super Jump might also not be the best, but it can be helpful. It's way better than Big Bubbler for a zone. So there's not a really good roller, I think, for zones with combination with sub and special. So I tried using the Gold Dynamo and it worked really well. And so I'm using Gold Dynamo. That's the only reason why I'm using Gold Dynamo. Otherwise I would use Splat Roller because I like using this weapon. It's quick, it has over 100 damage. So that's why I'm using it. And then my last approach, the third one, is checking the stages before playing. On some stages you are not the best and the other stages you are the best. Checking the Lena DRE app on what stage you're the best or whatnot. I recommend going on a stage with 55% or more. If you played a lot you might not have a high win rate. Like I got some 30, I got some 40. I even got one on 100% still on Rowan Rainmaker. I don't know how I got that still. I personally like my resort. That's one of my favorite stages in the game. But that does not mean I'm the best on that stage. So check the win rates before going on the stage. Stages I never or barely play in X battles are Squirts and Yuami routes. I really can't handle those. If you get trapped there, you get base camped and it's barely possible to escape. Now I know what you're thinking, yes, but Barnrudder and Barnacle Dime you also get base camped. That's true, but for some kind of reason it's easier to escape or splat opponents there. Those were my approaches for going on an X battle. Now let's move over to the tips I have per mode. Alright, and my first tip for the modes, play always like it's the last minute. If you are far behind and it's really the last minute, the enemy will build up their specials, especially in strike Booyah Bombs. In overtime this can make you lose, because they have saved specials until then, so always try to take the lead as quickly as possible. Try also thinking ahead about specials. If you know the enemy is saving their specials in overtime, you can use yours earlier to block their push. Many team spendings and blind pushes in overtime, you can use that to flank and cause a wipeout. Alright, and the next tip, those are the actual modes. So starting off with Splat Zone. Not every zone is the same of course. Some zones are big and have a lot of objects inside, while other stations have two zones far away from each other. I mean, look at Ilse Alley and Flounder Heights. In Ilse Alley you have to fight one wide zone in the middle with a lot of objects. While on Flounder you need to control two small zones on the opposite side. This means your playstyle must change per map. On single zone maps it's more about painting and keeping control of the middle, while on a double zone maps you must decide when to defend one side and when to rotate quickly to the other. If you ignore one zone too long, the opponents will take control easily. Good communication is the key here. If you have the zone, never just sit on it. This can end really bad. Stay around the zone or go towards the enemy base. Don't all base camp either, because that also doesn't help. Let one or two people stay near the zone. If everyone goes base camp and one opponent sneaks through, you're too late. Once they take the zone, the enemy team has free control. They can jump toward that player or the base is open again. This can also happen to the other way, so try to sneak through yourself sometimes. Also, don't just protect the zone, also keep the control of the path around it. If the opponent has too much pain there, they can take back the zone with just one bomb or special. Alright, tower control. At the start, make sure at least two or more opponents are splattered before someone takes the tower. Also make sure more of your teammates are alive so one can ride the tower while the other pushes forwards. Wallers are very useful here. You can easily knock off players off the tower, and if you're riding it, just walk circles so it's harder for enemies to jump on. If opponents pressured from long ranges, you need to decide. Stay on the tower or go after them. Don't go with more than two people on the tower. In overtime this can make you lose, because someone might sneak and splat everyone at once. You can also do this to yourself by hiding near the tower and ambushing at the right time. This works best when you're leading and the opponents are stuck at the checkpoint, especially in overtime. Big chance you win that way. Also for overtime you don't just have to hide, you can also just try risking pushing towards the opponents and Splatoon. That also helps, but if you don't want to risk it and you want to be sure you're winning, then hiding is the best way to win. And I'm not the only one who's doing that, because I've seen that too many times in overtime. But the only thing is that your teammates do not have to betray you, because if your teammates betray you, then you're also out. So you better have lucky teammates that don't jump to you at that moment. Also, when you're hiding, make sure that the tower is past that where you're hiding, so you can jump scare them from the back. This helps a lot though, trust me. Rainmaker. At the start, most people think you should always pop up the shield first. Sometimes that's true though, but sometimes not, because most people try to pop it first. You can instead sneak to the side and splat opponents, because they don't expect you're coming from the side and think everyone is popping up the Rainmaker first. If they're all together, this can give you a wipeout. Be careful that they don't see you though. This works best on maps with fewer paths. If you're in danger from the Rainmaker explosion, run forward if the Rainmaker is higher up than you. Stay under it and you won't die. I don't know if this is a bug, but it works. Otherwise run away as fast as possible. Don't get too hyped and pick it up immediately after the shield exploded. Make sure it's safe to pick up and check that no opponents are close to you. At the same time, don't be too shy and never pick it up. Sometimes taking a risk pays off, especially if the opponents didn't see you. Also, always clear a path before you or a teammate pick up the Rainmaker. If someone in your team uses the Ultra Stem, follow them and support, but be careful of enemies attacking from the sides or back. Also, sometimes letting the Rainmaker reset is smarter, so the opponent has to restart from the middle. Clamlets, and also the last mode. At the beginning you have two options. Option 1, grab as many clams as you can until you have the power clam. If you're lucky, the opponent's base might be open because some players are busy doing the same thing. On some stages, many clams spawn in the middle before the game starts. If you're using a fast weapon like a brush, that's your chance to quickly collect them. And option 2, splat opponents first. Some players only focus on grabbing clams and forget to look what's happening around them. Taking them out first can stop their early push and give your team time to collect clams safely. Make sure all the sneak routes are painted in your color. That way opponents need more time to score with a power clam, so paint a lot. You can also sneak to the enemy base good if your team has a power clam or if you're holding 5 to 7 clams. Let the player with the power clam jump to you or jump to them. Sadly this doesn't happen often, but teamwork is very important here. Keep checking if you can pass clams to teammates or if they can pass to you. Also learn clam juggling. Dropping clams on the ground so they don't despawn. This is useful near the base gate to set up a big push. Also painting near the base gate is not only for sneak routes, but also to give teammates a safe way to escape after scoring. So this mode really requires teamwork, and as I said, this is not happening a lot. Sometimes you have 7 clams and your teammate does not give you at least 1. Some teams are not working together, but I also sometimes have to deal with teammates that are not focusing, not doing what they should do, or just not even moving. Luckily sometimes those players DC, but most of the times they don't. There's also that report option with inactivity. Sometimes use that, and sometimes the teams are not fair matched. For the weapons it's mostly fair, not always I'm gonna say, but looking at the special weapons it's totally unfair. Look at the gameplay you're seeing right now. 3 Krakens in one team, while we have to deal with the worst specials. Also a small tip over X battles: if you really want top 500 that quick, try playing Clamlets, because Clamlets is the least played mode in X battles compared to the other 3 modes. Reaching top 500 is a bit easier on this mode, but not really, because you still need to get 2316. 2316 was top 500, I got 1 point too short. Another small tip, not really tip, if you're stick control and you really want to learn how to play, then try giving a look at my channel, because every Friday I post 1 X Battle series, and those may help for you then. And those are all the tips I have to give you, and I hope these tips are useful for you. And good luck getting top 500 or getting at least higher than you had before. Thank you guys so much for watching till the end. Please like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one.
Hey, thank you so much for watching till the end. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe if you haven't yet and turn on notifications for more videos.